So today, we give certainty where we can. I announce our spending plans for Britain's first year outside the European Union. After a decade of recovery from Labour's Great Recession, we are turning the page on austerity and beginning a new decade of renewal.
The era of austerity is finally coming to an end.
We will be able to build a safer Britain where our streets are more secure, a healthier Britain where we can care for people throughout their lives, a better educated Britain where every child and young person has the opportunity to succeed, no matter where they came from or who their parents are.
On the 4th of September 2019, Sajid Javid announced austerity has ended. This was the policy that oversaw the welfare cuts witnessed in recent years, resulting in an increase of claimants against the Department for Work and Pensions. Now, imagine this. You're 21. You've got a rapidly deteriorating chronic pain disorder. And you've spent the past 12 months in a lengthy dispute with the government. This is Emily. And this is her reality.
So before I got the illness, my life was really, really good. I lived with my mum in Rochdale for the first year of uni, and I feel like uni was one of the first times I found a group that I fitted into, and it was really nice. I worked at Nando's, Primark, an Italian restaurant, so I was just constantly busy, constantly doing stuff, just living life really. So I got diagnosed with interstitial cystitis in 2017, December. A way to describe it is, it's cuts and ulcers in your bladder, which cause spasms and pain, and lead you to go to the toilet 60 times a day. They found out through an operation that I had, so it was a bladder cystoscopy, urethral dilation and biopsy. So what that means in simple terms is they put a camera inside my bladder to see what was causing me pain and infections and problems. And then while they were down there, they had to do some surgery to stop the pain that I was in. My bladder was filled with scar tissue, so what they had to do was remove that and widen my bladder.
Emily has since had one other operation and is awaiting her next in order to combat the pain. However, she has been admitted to hospital due to IC-related complications over 100 times.
With interstitial cystitis, obviously I need to take a lot of tablets. Depending on what sort of day it is, that can range from 15 to about 30. With IC, there's not enough research gone into it, so it's all what works for you and what you can guess from other people with IC. So a lot of the Facebook communities I've joined with IC use marshmallow root, Damanos and aloe vera tablets. So those natural remedies just try and keep my bladder a bit more normal. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So this is what I take every morning when I wake up. I'll have my marshmallow root, my aloe vera, my Damanos, my duloxetine, and then my hay fever tablet, which is anti-allergy, but I've already taken that. Yeah, it can be difficult because you've got to remember to take them all. but if I don't take these, like, I can tell the effects of them. Almost everyone with interstitial cystitis will take these tablets.
Emily is on a concoction of medication ranging from mild painkillers to highly addictive opiates, epilepsy medication, and anti-anxiety medication on a daily basis. This has prevented her leading a normal life, no longer being able to work or socialise.
Since I've been diagnosed with interstitial cystitis, I got expedited to the top of my psychologist's waiting list. I started in September receiving psychology treatment, and it has helped. It's called pain management psychology. It helps my head, so it'll tell me to focus on the things I can do and make sure that I can rest and all those things. But as my interstitial cystitis has got worse, my anxiety and depression has also got worse, to the point where I score 27 out of 27 on my anxiety scale, and 23 on the depression scale. But a lot of the issues are around PIP that's affecting my mental health at the minute. So I used to get PIP. I got PIP for being on the autistic spectrum. However, when the DWP's policy came in, they took me off disability living allowance. So when I got this other condition, I thought I'm going to reapply, and the process has just been a nightmare. My psychologist says it's one of the main reasons I am like I am. Basically, so the first thing you do is you fill in this booklet, and it's like a 50-page booklet, and you have to describe all the things you can't do. Now, for me, that's hard because you always want to focus on the things you can do as a person, but this book is just saying, write all those worst things about you, all the things that you're not able to do. So I filled it all in. And I was getting ready to go for the PIP Fitness for Work assessment, where an independent DWP assessor assesses my physical and mental state. So I have issues with public transport because I need the toilet a lot. My mum booked the afternoon off work to see if I could go for my PIP Fitness for Work assessment. When it got to the day of the assessment, I received a call from the DWP. I was half an hour away from my appointment, and I'd been anxious about my appointment the night before because I'd already been for one of these assessments and I know what it's like. But then to get the call half an hour before I'm meant to be there saying, your appointment's been cancelled, someone's sick, so no one's available to do your assessment today. I was fuming. I just started crying. I'd been so anxious and worked up about it, and then for it to get there and them just to go, someone's sick. If someone was sick, they would have knew it at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Why did they tell me half an hour before my appointment when I'd gone through the stress and the pain of getting to the appointment? But eventually I did get a DWP Fitness for Work assessment. I thought she was writing down things that would support my case, and I got quite emotional and tearful 2 or 3 times about the issues that were being discussed. It was a 2-hour appointment, so I thought, she'll know that I'm ill. I had to leave the appointment 3 times to go to the toilet. However, when I got my results back, I scored 0 on everything. So that's dressing and undressing, preparing food, washing and bathing, communication. The only thing I did get a score for was toilet needs and incontinence, and I scored 2 out of a possible 14 or something. When I had my other appointment, which was just for the autism, I scored 6s on nearly everything. So the fact that I've got interstitial cystitis, anxiety and depression as well as the autism, I don't know how my score could have gone down. Like, there's no reason for it to go down, it should have gone up. They've said things like get into a toilet or walk in there, or is not involved in the act of toilet needs and incontinence, and I'm just like, how is that possible? Like, obviously, like, I need a wheelchair to get to the toilet some days I need my boyfriend to carry me, and that's happened many times, so I just don't see how that's okay.
Emily was not awarded PIP on the basis she studied at university despite her third-year deferral, and on the basis she worked at Nando's.
I lost my job at Nando's because I was going in on morphine. Also, due to the number of days I'd missed, it was impossible to continue. A lot of the things they've said are just lies that can be easily proved wrong, but it's the fact that you've got mental health issues and you think to yourself every day, like, oh, like, am I making this up? Like, the government are saying I'm making this up, like, are they right? So it's putting questioning and pressures in your head that shouldn't be there.
The DWP made it increasingly difficult for Emily to appeal the decision.
I'd phone them up constantly. I'd be like, are you dealing with my case? Are you processing my case? And they'd be like, yeah, don't call us back. It's all going to be sorted. They said that the letter would be there in the post, what's called a mandatory reconsideration notice, but it wasn't. I was assured that it would be there and it wasn't. So I phoned them up a few weeks later and a guy answered and I said, like, this is my name, this is my reference number, this is my case, what are you doing about it? And he went, no one's done anything. No one's even looked at the case. And this was 17, 18 weeks where people have told me things are being done. And for that guy to tell me, he literally went, no, they've lied. Like, he literally said that. So they've said that my mental state exam showed no cognitive impairment. Now, I've had multiple doctors say that I have anxiety and depression. So for them to say there's nothing wrong, it's silly. Like, I've sent all my medical reports and they've seen what my doctors have said. However, they've completely ignored it.
Like, I don't know, like, that's the bit that just the thing, isn't it? Like, where it's like the decision makers sought advice from a health professional and then their own health professional has said that their decision is wrong before it got to the court stage.
The DWP delayed everything till the last possible minute, and now, thankfully, my court case got expedited, so I'm in court in a week today now, and I'm very anxious about that. I know it's going to be an emotional day, but like, my friend and my partner are going to be there, and that's going to be the end of it, hopefully, and then I should start getting the money that I'm entitled to. At the minute, I've been living off handouts from my family and from my boyfriend. An example of that is my granddad paid my prescription prepayment card, which is £104, and it's stuff that the DWP doesn't take into account, which you need more money when you're living with disabilities. And they just don't seem to understand that.
It's the 1st of November 2019 and the day of Emily's tribunal. Today, her case will be reassessed by 2 health professionals and a judge. Emily was asked questions about her illness and how it affects her daily life. The tribunal lasted just short of 2 hours, with the decision to be posted the next week. We are catching up with Emily a few weeks after receiving her decision. And finally, it's good news.
So I've received my letter. I'm really happy. It says that the decision has been corrected. It says it in like legal words. It's like the appeal is allowed. So I will be entitled to the daily living component at the enhanced rate from the 22nd of October 2018 to the 21st of October 2022. And then it just goes on to say that I am severely limited in carrying out activities of daily living by reason of Asperger's and interstitial cystitis. Miss Taylor's significantly limited. As a result, Miss Taylor qualifies for the above award of personal independence payment. Yeah, like that makes me feel relieved. I'm happy that they came to the right decision, and I feel like they assessed it fairly, and they just listened to me. The next thing now is going to be chasing the DWP up for the money, but hopefully that should be less of a process than what this has been, and like the end is in sight. I can see like positive things happening in the future now, and just to know I've got that money there, like to help me with things that are happening, like it does reassure me, and then I'll have that money going into the future, so that whether like I get sick or not, like I'll always have like a roof over my head and all those things. So it does mean a lot to me. Yeah. Nice.
According to the Tribunal Statistics Quarterly, Emily's experience is one shared with over 53,000 people. And out of those cases, 39,000, or 71%, were also found in favour of the claimant. That is up 4% from last year. This raises the question of the competency of the DWP and the extent to which the past 9 years of austerity have affected the daily lives of those who need support the most. Emily has won her case. However, there are thousands of people who sadly give up the fight, and it is not uncommon for people to pass away before they are awarded PIP. The question still remains: how can we solve this problem and build a better, more caring society?